This question is from Jose. I have done inner engineering online and I live in South America. I have been eagerly wanting to get initiated into Shambhavi, and I thought initiation would be denied to me as I can't afford to travel, as I thought the initiation can only be done in person. Last week, you mentioned you could even initiate us online. This filled me with joy, as so many people who have been longing for it have this chance now, irrespective of where they are. But may I ask, what changed? Most importantly, how can I make sure I receive this as powerfully as I would in person? I don't want to miss out.
Well, nothing changed, Jose. And anyway, we are not initiating online. There is no such thing as offline initiation and online initiation. Initiation process, particularly for Shambhavi, is more like a consecration of a human form. Or if we want to put it in more mechanical terms, you've heard of these days many motors have or no more induction, but most electric motors are induction motors. That means there is a process of induction. Though there is electricity, though there is a mechanism, still it doesn't go unless induction happens. So this is like an induction. Does this happen offline or online? There's no such thing. As I've said repeatedly, many times probably, I have initiated more people who I have never seen in my life than people whom I have seen. This doesn't mean I initiated them online, this happened well before online came, this has been happening forever. The important thing is just this. The entire program, the physical programs we've been conducting or now the online programs we're conducting, essentially is about knocking on your door. How much knocking do you need on your head is different from person to person. There was a time when our initiations had long preparation. We were going through a 13-day program, preparing people to be initiated, because that was a different sort of initiation which now is happening as a secondary program in the form of shunya. At that time, the basic program was shunya, so we need 13 to 14 days. Without that, we could not do it because we needed that level of openness. All programs, let's look at it this way, all programs are just a knock on the door. When we… see, if we want to make you open the front door, tock, 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 but some of you peep out of the hole and say, "Who is that?" Say, "No, I'm Sadguru." "What do you want?" "No, I don't even want to enter your house, but just open the door. If you just open the door, I'll go away." "No." "Who is this guy saying, open the door? What do you want?" "No, I don't want anything." "Then you're really dangerous. You don't want anything?" You need to understand this. This is the nature of dimensions beyond physicality. In physicality, everything is transactional. You give this, I give that. You take this, I take that. It's a world of give and take, which has its usefulness, which has its own pleasures and beauty to it. But transactional world is one thing, transformational world is of a different nature. So, initiation is a transmission. Without transmission, there is no transformation. And transmission is not a transaction. A teaching is a transaction. In some way, it is a transaction. So, the programs that you have gone through are kind of transactions. Sit there, talk to you, you ask question, I answer you, and you ask one more question, I answer you, for that you ask another question. Oh, how many have you asked? I am showing such enthusiasm to pick up every question and hit the ball every time with full enthusiasm, not because I think it is a great question, it's a dumb question. But I know that is the way you open your door, that is your code. I must do tuk 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 tuk. Then you open the door. Who is it? A familiar voice. You'll open the door. Unfamiliar voice, maybe it's God, but you will not open the door. Because you are that kind, we have programs and more stupid programs. This virus, phew, gone. All programs gone. So now we're just waiting that this constant threat of mortality and as Allama said, once you have money in your head, we can't talk to you. I hope money stays in your pocket, it's necessary, but maybe it will drain out of your head because you have money in the bank, but you can't travel anywhere, you can't spend on anything. So realization is slowly happening, willingness is slowly happening. As this willingness happens, knocking on the door becomes less and less relevant. The transaction of teaching and trying to make you willing will become less and less relevant. This I found, in a very stark and painful way, I realized this. When I first went into to conduct a prison program, now it's mandatory in southern India, in all the prisons happening, even during this pandemic, our teachers are doing the online programs in the prisons in southern India. We did some here also in United States. When I went there, I just realized, I announced a 10-day program, thinking I will do a basic, simple program, thinking because most of the people in the prison, many of them have… almost everybody is a school dropout, 90% of them, many of them have never been to school, language, all these issues, how much they can understand. But when I went there, what I was supposed to teach in 10 days, I was done in 2 days. Then what to do? I did Bhava Spandana in another 2 days, I did Samyama right there, everything, all these programs which happen in different stages for the free people who are imprisoned by themselves. For the imprisoned, I could do everything within a few days, 6-7 days, everything over. After that, we were just together enjoying each other's company and absolutely joyful, fantastic atmosphere out there in 10 days' time. All programs got over in a brief time because no knocking was needed. The only problem in the prison is the door is not open. Somebody else has closed it. Home, you have closed it, so you don't realize. In your heart, you have closed it, so you don't realize. In your mind, you have closed it, so you don't realize. When somebody else has closed the door upon you, the only thing that you want is door open. Yes or no? Only thing that you want in your life is door open. This is what I realized with the prisoners, convicts. If you look at their things that they have done, terrible things they have done, but they became such fantastic spiritual material for transmission, boom, it just went like that. Even now, they're writing to us, writing poetry, programs have been going on for over 20 years now in the prisons. Many of them who are there for life, or in India, unfortunately, there are many people who are sitting on the death row and waiting for over 10, 15 years. Their lives are fully transformed because opening the door was the only thing that they wanted. Now you are very cautious about opening the door. As mortality knocks from… not from outside but from inside, now opening the door becomes natural. So this is one part of it. Another part of it is the preparatory part. Preparation is… one thing is on the level of the body, which our teachers, our Ishangas will do it with small groups of people online taking much more time. What was being done in about 3-4 hours' time will be done in much more elaborate way to ensure that preparatory practices get across. And knocking, we will knock you more than we were knocking when we were in physical presence. We are seeing technology-wise, we are still exploring various methods with which every 100 participants could be monitored by a dedicated volunteer, seeing that all of them are focused. There are some issues to talk to them, stay focused, don't go to the bathroom now. You must see the incredible thing. After going through 7 days of program, we've been telling them continuously, see, all this circus is only to initiate you. Just when initiation is happening, simply somebody gets up. What? What? Somebody volunteers stop, what? I want to go to the bathroom. Well, just now you went and came. No, I like to go once again. This is called karma. Because inside your compulsions rule you. We don't have to go through all these obscenities. If you go to the bathroom, you go. All right? You just won't get it, that's up to you. If that's your choice, it's fine with me. So, openness to create the necessary door opening, we are doing many things. If you sit there, now that you're in Peru, Where is this? Peru? Now you're in Peru and you're thirsty, you're not a problem. I'm sure you will come and sit there 10 minutes ahead of me, waiting. If you're like that, you are not a problem. I am not initiating you online, I'm just initiating you individually as a person, which is how it is always done. There is no offline, online. Initiation is a direct transmission. It will happen that way and it will be as effective as ever. Only thing is, your family, your pets, your children, husband, wife must be kept out. You are absolutely there with the process. We will ensure it works wonderfully well without your neighbor screaming, your neighbor falling on you, something else happening in the crowded class, all those problems gone, just by yourself as it should have been. Actually, it's ideal condition. If you are absolutely open, in fact, it is a much better condition than an assembly of 5,000–10,000 people. 5,000–10,000 people, there are many issues which are hard to manage. Now, I think these are better times in that way. You're sitting by yourself, you're thirsty. If you're not, you're in the bathroom, it's okay. It'll work wonderfully well.